Jungen Engländer, die Tourcard sich geholt und in München vor 2 Wochen das Achtelfinale erreicht. Inzwischen steht er unter den Top 100, die Nummer 95 der Welt. Cool Hand Luke, Luke Humphries. Luke Humphries tritt an gegen die Nummer 42 der Welt. 2013 erreichte er bei den European Darts Championship damals das Halbfinale, sein bestes Ergebnis in der PDC-Zeit, die er erlebt hat. Aus Antwerpen, the Rebel, R.Huybrechts.
Well, Alan Tabben safely through to round 2 of the German Darts Open, and up next, a generation game between R.Huybrechts and Luke Humphries, a man who impressed in the European Tour event in Munich a couple of weekends ago. In fact, a man that has impressed quite a lot over the last couple of years, winning the development tour in 2017 to earn his place on the professional circuit, and he's produced some big wins. Perhaps none more so than that one against Gerwyn Price a couple of weeks ago on the European Tour. I'm Chris Murphy, and Dan Dawson joins me in commentary for this one.
Yes, and making its way past on the conveyor belt in this particular generation game is a second round tie with Joe Cullen as the prize for either the Rebel or Cool Hand Luke. Cool Hand Luke, of course, was one of the guys that you singled out at the start of this year, Chris, to keep an eye on because you think he can do stuff. Good stuff. Stuff that will make people pay attention. Certainly make people pay attention this weekend because he's already qualified for 4 Euro Tours this year. The first 4 got knocked out in round 1, granted, in Leverkusen.
First leg, Luke to throw first. Game on.
But after a first round defeat in his Euro Tour debut, he made the last 16 or 3rd round in the next one. And if he can match or better that, 95. Then he's already well on the way to qualifying for the European Championship for the first time in his career.
So that perfect run of qualifying was ended, wasn't it, last weekend when the qualifiers were held in Barnsley for the next couple of European Tour events.
Yeah, it won't be the European Darts Grand Prix or the Dutch Darts Masters. That's the 2 coming up in Sindelfingen and Zwolle. But we know he's here. We know he's in Graz next weekend. So it's minimum another 2 grand to add to the 4 grand he's already got.
140.
R.Huybrechts, of course, perhaps one of his finest hours in PDC darts came at the European Championship, and he made the semi-final back in 2013. Had a tough time of it this year so far, though, R.Huybrechts. He's only managed to get into the money twice.
Luke, you require 131.
Well, at least he's here, which is more than could be said for his brother.
Yes, for the very first time.
57.
Kim Huybrechts not at a European tour, one of 2 ever presents coming into this weekend, him and Peter Wright. Peter Wright is here, he's a seed. Kim Huybrechts should be a seed. Somebody forgot to enter him. Magnificent setup shot, 171 from the Rebel. Leaves himself double 18, but will he get a poke at it? He might well do now. Oh, well, he's looked at the 15s there, and he's missed it by quite a distance.
42.
Yeah, had looked to be well in control of this opening leg. But R.Huybrechts, as he so often does, has snuck up on him.
Game on the first
picks
leg.
his pocket.
R.Huybrechts. Second leg, Ronnie to throw first. Game on.
Ronnie appears to be playing with his collar up like some sort of Belgian Eric Cantona. It's about the most rebellious I've ever seen the Rebel.
Well, let's hope that no one in the crowd says a few choice words to him at any point.
I'm not
59.
sure that Ronnie, at what, 52 years of age, has got a flying kick in him. I may be wrong, and I don't particularly want to find out.
Oh yeah, he is nicknamed the Rebel. Who knows?
I'm not sure it's a particularly apt nickname, though, is it? It's like Chizzy being called the Professor.
60.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's an intentional collar-up either, actually.
No, I think it's a complete accident.
Don't be expecting post-match interviews about seagulls and trawlers and all that kind of thing.
Well, you say that, although inexplicably, he was just on the practice board, which is near our commentary position, before this game. And I don't know why,
140.
but he was doing an impression of a chicken. I don't know what the conversation with our security guy was about that led to that, but I've never seen that as a pre-match
57.
routine in any sport. Working.
I wish I could somehow enlighten you, but I can't.
No, well, it may remain a mystery.
And I think his poor form so far this year remains a mystery, because every time we see him play, he's always very competitive.
180.
So that puts the cat among the pigeons. And it's a role reversal of the previous leg.
Yeah, perfect visit to leave a double. And pinned first time for a 13-darter. Mirror image.
Third leg, Luke to throw first. Game on.
First ever meeting between this pair, perhaps unsurprisingly.
$100.
Luke Humphries, very much from the Yella Clarkson school of beard maintenance. Looks like he does it with a laser. Very, very meticulously kept.
I actually think this is the first time he's bothered to do it.
Yeah, I think it's a step up from... Or maybe he realises that the image is a big thing in darts.
140.
Well, there are generally two schools of beard maintenance in darts. There's the Yella Clarkson school and the Simon Whitlock school.
Yeah. Yeah, Whitlock's is running out of control right now.
Yeah, called the beard to be feared because he scares himself whenever he looks in the mirror.
Right, it's so scary that he's had to have the weekend off. Which is why Daniel Larsson, the Swede, has got a bye through to the final day of action. Another Nordic and Baltic qualifier who finds himself in the final day of the Euro Tour, and that is another perfect setup shot. 3 legs played, 3 perfect setup shots, 1 from Ronnie, 2 from Luke.
And a couple of 13 darters.
100.
We're going to see
16.
the third on Friday the 13th.
Games from the third leg. Luke Humphries. Fourth leg, Ronnie to throw first. Game on.
Now, Luke Humphries obviously came top of the development tour order of merit. But you don't really know how quickly any player who steps up off the development tour is going to adapt to the senior tour. Because, all right, there are similarities, there are parallels in the way they run, the sort of venues that are played in.
140.
A lot of the staff, the officials are the same people. And indeed, you'll see other guys from the development tour who you play week in, week out against who are on the full senior tour. But, for example, it took Dimitri Vandenberg a long time to sort of settle into be able to win, put strings of results together. Luke Humphries seems to have taken to this, certainly the Euro Tour, like a duck to water. He looks very, very comfortable. He looks like a big stage player, doesn't he?
Well, the average, I mean, with 3.5 legs in, I know, but that tells you a lot of the story.
Still searching for a first big run in a Pro Tour event. Hasn't made a quarter-final yet, but he's had a couple of board finals in the Players' Championship Series. Last 16 on that Euro Tour, of course. He managed to make it to the UK Open by consistently picking up money. He made made the money rounds 4 times out of the 6 UK Open qualifiers.
Yeah, and he did get to a last leg decider against Rob Cross in that last 16 match.
He did, yeah.
On the Euro Tour, so he's not
been a million miles away, was he?
140.
And he mentioned that he'd play Joe Cullen if he won this match. He beat a Cullen in qualifying. Jason Cullen seen off before Ryan Searle, both 6'4".
$128. Luke, you require 101. $85.
Well, the run of flawless finishing comes to an end, but Ronnie Huybrechts, all right, it wasn't a 3-treble visit to leave a double, but didn't need to be. Setup shot was perfectly good.
Games from the 4th leg. Ronnie Huybrechts.
2 breaks, 2 holds, some excellent finishing, and just that 1 chance missed by Luke Humphries. We've got a game on here.
Certainly have. Warming into a
97.
A very, very good contest.
I thought this might be a good one. I wasn't quite sure it was going to be this good, where they're both averaging over 100 4 legs in. The one I was looking at as a clash between youth and experience, which I thought promised a lot, was the next game between Steve Lennon and Robert Thornton. Because I'm a huge fan of Steve Lennon, and the Thorn has been
140.
suggesting
back-to-back last 16s last weekend on the Pro Tour.
Beat Gary Anderson, didn't he? He got done 6-0, I think, in his next game.
Yeah, by Mickey Mansell, who went on to win the tournament.
Yeah, but I mean, he was beating everybody 6-0. And he dropped 11 legs all day. Nicky Van Mansell was unstoppable on Sunday.
60.
Yeah, that's the next match. Then Zoran Lerchbacher against Max Hopp. And we will have Dimitri Vandenberg, who we mentioned. He's taking on Willie O'Connor. Paul Nicholson will get some airtime this weekend. We're not sure how much just yet. He's taking on Nathan Aspinall, another man in form. And then James Wade against Titus Canick, and Keegan Brown against Jermaine Watamena rounding off the nights.
132.
Good menu, Dan.
It is a good menu. We'll be back for seconds tomorrow.
140.
It's another couple of very, very decent setup shots. Oh, problems. Great dart. Gets a double instead of one at the bullseye. Double 11 the target. And double 11 is pinned. Luke Humphries makes up for that miss in the last leg. Edges back into the lead.
Second time he's done that in this match. Looking at a 2-darter and found the wrong segment with the first dart. The first time it went horribly wrong. And he found treble 10 instead of single 15. But that time, he cleaned it up.
So if Luke Humphries had pinned that double 16 for the 101 checkout in the 4th leg, every single visit would have been in 5 visits to the board. Every single leg, sorry, would have been 5 visits to the board. Even without it, it's been very impressive. Both men averaging over 100.
The reason I mentioned that about those darts is we just see if Huybrechts can fill this up. Of course he can.
108!
Because this time last year, it was a little habit that Rob Cross had of having a dart that would slip out of his hand now and again in that kind of situation.
Yeah, but he wouldn't even hit within 3 segments of it, would he? It'd be out the board, it'd be in the tyre. Yeah, exactly, yeah. There's a very real danger that Rob Cross might skewer somebody through the head.
140.
And that man went on to become world champion.
That's darts, ladies and gentlemen.
Ronnie, you require 121.
Now then. Treble 17 leaves the ball. Not going to happen. Humphries looking at the biggest checkout of the lot.
97. Luke, you require 170.
60-60 ball. Nor is that going to happen.
96.
So the contest likely to remain very, very close. Double six. Oh, down for double three.
Game shot the sixth.
That will be a relief for Ronnie.
Seventh leg loop to throw first. Game on.
Another 5-visit leg.
100.
104 averages the pair. Proper darts. The German Darts Open in Saarbrücken. The proper crowd in as well, Friday night.
And Ronnie's is rising.
180.
Second max for the Belgian.
100.
R.Huybrechts is set to lose his spot in the Belgian World Cup of Darts team, because it'll be Kim and Dimitri van den Berg who are the top two in the rankings in Belgium, unless
57
Ronnie became the German Darts Open champion, and the 25 grand would put him pretty much level with Dimitri van den Berg if he didn't
60.
add to his tally this weekend. And there's still a little bit of time to go, around about a month to go, or just under, for those spots to be determined.
Well, not that an extra incentive is needed to become a
140.
European Tour champion. So it's a World Cup spot that perhaps will be valued by R.Huybrechts
96.
more than some
Ronnie
value their World Cup spots,
124.
because he gets to play with his brother.
Yeah, and they like it, don't they? They really relish that. He would relish a 54. That's 50 short, Ronnie.
44. Luke, you require 145.
145, a big three-figure combination. Oh, double top. Superb stuff from Luke Humphries.
Luke Humphries.
And he's showing what he can do. And that could be crucial.
Really could. Ronnie stranded on 80 there for what would have been a break of throw. And what I do like about Luke Humphries is, and this is why it seems that he's a big stage player,
41.
you can tell from the moment we saw him step onto the big stage, and I think to an extent at the World Championship as well, but the thing is he didn't get much of a chance to see, because he went out in the prelims to Jeff Smith, didn't he? And he didn't really get going. But certainly on the Euro Tour, we've seen him this year, he's not afraid to show a bit of emotion. He's not afraid to really get into the game, and you know, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and it doesn't stop him playing good darts. It seems like that emotion, that extra whatever that he's got invested in the game, it actually brings something more out of him, which is what we see in the best stage players. You think about somebody like Andy Hamilton, whose floor titles weren't very many, didn't win many floor titles at all, but obviously world finalist, multiple major finalists, very capable in the Premier League. I think he made the playoffs one year, made the semi-finals, I think, Andy Hamilton.
Yeah, he did. Had a 9-darter against him by the Wizard.
Yes. Now, the thing is, Hammer was a great big stage player, because with the crowd, with the atmosphere, the emotion, that proper roar that he got going, it just seemed to inspire him to play his best stuff. And there are suggestions we might have a similar kind of player here in Luke Humphries. I think Kim Huybrechts, Ronnie's brother, you could class as a big stage player. We often see his best stuff on the Euro Tour and on TV.
There are players that are very good on the floor, that are still stage players, that are much better on stage than they are on floor.
140.
Well, I mean, you could argue that Michael van Gerwen saves his best stuff for the telly. I mean, you know, he's a man who's thrown 123.4 average on a big stage on telly in the Premier League. Now, it's not very often that we see him breaking the 100-teens mark on the floor tournaments. He's got many more opportunities to do so.
Well, it's very good this from Luke Humphries. And it's a man who only won his first game on stage a couple of weeks ago. And he was quick to point that out in his interview after the match, after his first round win in Munich.
Well, I'm going to go further and say this is very, very good. I'm going to say this is world class from Luke Humphries.
I thought you were just going to add another very onto the sentence.
Well, I could have done. I could have stuck 3 more on there. But I've had a look through my thesaurus and found another option, Murph.
60.
And Ronnie has been right there with him for the first 6 legs of this game. And he's just not been able to sustain it because Luke Humphries has just maintained this level of 103, 104 average. And that finish, I mean, the finishing from both is superb, but that is incredible from Luke Humphries. That's not bad from Ronnie. It's a third 180 in the last 4 legs.
Yeah, and it was a 145, wasn't it? The table turner.
49.
Huybrechts was left on 80 when Humphries completed that combination.
Well, the only dart he's missed at double is a double 16 at the end of a 101 checkout. And had he taken it out, he might have won this game by now.
100.
Can he produce another great setup shot? We've seen a few in this game. It would be good if he could find the treble 20 from there.
137. Ronnie requires
not bad, Luke Humphries.
And the 161 is not going to go. So Ronnie Huybrechts
47.
Might
Luke, you require 40.
be about to go out of the tournament because Humphries is not missing many doubles. And he doesn't miss that with a second dart. Luke Humphries with a fantastic performance. Not bad, very good, world class, whatever you want to call it. Luke Humphries is showing what he can do on the big stage of the European Tour, and he's through to take on Joe Cullen in the second round, and he is going to have a game on his hands. 104 almost the average for Humphries, and we will see him again in action tomorrow against Joe Cullen. Coming up next though, Steve Lennon, another rising star of the sport, against an old hand, a multiple major champion, Robert Thornton. Let's hear from Cool Hand Luke first.
Luke Humphries, der in München erst sein allererstes Bühnenmatch gewinnen konnte. Das war ein so wichtiger Erfolg für ihn. Und das sehen wir natürlich jetzt auch hier an dieser Partie gegen Ronnie Huybrechts. Luke, brilliant match. Applaus für Ronnie Huybrechts. I just said average of almost 104.
I mean, that's a great average for me. I told you in Munich, I feel really comfortable up here. And a lot of credit goes to Ronnie there, because I know he's been struggling a little bit, and he's admitted that to me as well. But he played absolutely fantastic there, so that was a great game. And I think the 145 was the breaking. You know, I think that killed him a little bit. And I think that was what changed the game. It was that shot, yeah, definitely.
But the success in Munich was so important for you, huh? If you see this match, Ronnie played an average of 100 as well.
Yeah, Munich. I haven't been playing too good on the floor actually, but up on the stage I've been playing really well, and Ronnie played his part in a great game there. That was a fantastic game of darts, and I was just happy to be on the winning end of it, because 104 average is a good average, you know, a lot of people.
And you just missed 2 darts on double, so that's pretty good.
Better than I was in the practice room on the doubles.
Okay. When you come to such a weekend on the European Tour, what kind of goals to set? Is it winning the whole tournament? Is it reaching a quarterfinal or the last session?
Do you know what? A lot of people can say whatever they want. The money doesn't matter to me, nothing to do with that. I love being on this stage. I love playing in front of crowds. I play on the Pro Tour and I love it as well, but nothing beats being up on these stages. I absolutely love it up here, and hopefully I'll keep coming up here and keep playing the way I do, you know.
It's good to see you tomorrow again. Thank you very much. Luke Humphries, der hat ein großes Grinsen im Gesicht und er sagt, es geht überhaupt nicht ums Geld. Es geht darum, auch wenn ich die Pro Tour gerne spiele, für mich vor allem darum, vor so vielen Zuschauern zu spielen.